I managed to find 4 bees that were dead, and 3 of the 4.
Can I use my white light just for a second?
Yeah.
Christy and Brian.
There we go.
Hello.
Hello. All right, so we picked up this hive from a client. A very strange thing happening going on with bees dying outside. Well, they weren't, when I went to go and have a look at them, they weren't dead.
They just look
I struggled to find a dead one. They look very dead, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were all just kind of just sitting there. Almost looked like they were drowned. You know, when you see like drowned bees in honey and they just sit there and they're covered in honey.
Yeah.
You know, type thing. So, and I managed to find 4 bees that were dead. And 3 of the 4 had their tongues out, which often is a sign of poisoning, but I'm not quite convinced. And so we need to have a look to see what's happening, because every day there's a little bit more bees that are dying outside the hive.
And the behavior outside the hive doesn't seem normal.
Yeah. Well, have a look at this video. And so you can see the activity that took place here was fairly normal. Well, the bees in and out, but then you had these dead bees or half dead bees on the outside. So now we need to have a look inside and see if we can figure out what's happening.
Cool. Let's go have a look.
Ready?
Okay, so we're here at the hive. We've just got the red light on. So yeah, a few bees in the lid and quite a bit of moisture. So this hive was in the Hilton area, which is a lot wetter than it is here, and humid. Okay,
Lots of water in here, huh?
lots of water.
Let's just tilt it and have a look.
Let's see. No, there's no water coming out.
No, nothing.
Okay, so it's just moisture in the lid.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
But one of the signs was of them sitting outside. It looked like they were wet bees, you know?
Yeah.
But it could have been because of the cold as well that they had the night before.
Okay, so we've got a bit of honey and stuff.
Honey and pollen.
Yeah. Okay.
Looks okay, huh?
Yeah, and I mean the bees look to be alright. Are you going to put that on? I think put that on the lid, just so we've got some space to work.
Yeah.
We've got a full moon, so it's actually quite bright out here.
There's eggs and larvae. Yeah, very fresh eggs, I'd say.
Can I use my white light just for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that all looks good.
So what? The eggs are standing upright. So what's that? Less than 3
That's
days.
a day, yeah, a day old usually.
They're all single eggs. They're not like it's multiple or anything like that. Yeah,
Okay.
it looks good, huh?
Oh, yeah, that looks very nice. And this is a nice size colony as well. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I mean second frame. There's already.
Now, my theory about the bees and their behavior outside is that perhaps this hive was raided yesterday or the day before, or has been under quite a bit of pressure over the last few days. It's in an area where there are quite a lot of other hives around, not in the close vicinity, but certainly nearby enough that they could come and raid them. And the sign of the raiding would be, we'd look on if there's any honey in the hive, and if that comb has been like forcefully opened. But you know, so far I don't see anything like that.
Yeah, it looks pretty normal, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, all of this up here is honey, okay? And it hasn't been
open.
like forcefully open. Normally you see lots of dust and stuff in the hives if that happens.
Yeah. There are loads of eggs. I mean, all those empty cells are full of eggs.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's a strong hive, eh?
Yeah, very strong. Nice one.
If you have a look at the bottom there is a bit of moisture in the back corner there. But
it's not enough to cause that behavior, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to work a little bit faster.
Yeah.
They're getting a little bit grumpy. Now they like to sting at night.
That's why Brian's doing the inspection and not me, because I don't want to be stung today. Not in the mood.
Okay.
As if there is a special
I
mood.
thought I saw a queen, but gone around the other side. Just have a look. No such luck. Okay. What about just needing a super. I mean, well, look, there's still enough space for them. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like an excessive amount of bees, does it? I mean,
No.
there's a lot more brood than what there is bees.
Yeah, but I mean that's a fantastic sign. I mean,
Yeah. They're doing very well. It's
Yeah.
a growing swarm.
yeah.
And what's this here? Is that not a peanut over there? No. No, it's just
No.
got a broken comb.
A bit of broken comb.
Look here, they built brand new comb there. It's
Yeah.
all got eggs and brood in there, uncapped brood.
Well, I mean that area is full of blue gums
gum at
as
the
well,
moment,
so
yeah.
they're probably all flowering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a strange phenomenon.
Yeah.
But I mean, it might also just be that those are older bees, or
Look at
yeah.
that. Beautiful, huh?
yeah, it's wonderful. I think if anything, this colony is defended against some raiders, and those raiders are the ones that you're finding
The
dead
casualties on the
outside.
outside.
Yeah, the ones who are, exhausted from the
Yeah.
fight, or I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
quite sure what the right terminology would be, but that's the only thing that I can think it is, because this colony is strong and healthy, and it doesn't have signs of raiding or disease or
Disease or
poisoning or
parasites or
anything.
poison, yeah.
If there was poisoning, we would see loads of dead
Dead
bees
bees
at the
inside.
bottom of the hive,
There's nothing
and
there.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
I
very
mean,
strange.
yeah, it's very, very odd. But I mean, at least this person who owns the hive will
Yeah.
maybe feel a bit better knowing that we've had a look
Yeah.
inside and this is what's happening,
Yeah.
Sometimes
also, I
it's
mean,
just
it's a
about that removing the hive from the area where you think possible poisoning is happening, because was the initial thought when
Yeah.
we first spoke to him.
Well, I assumed straight away.
But then there's no signs of it. So
Yeah, the client didn't seem very convinced that it was poisoning,
yeah,
because there are other hives in the area that
are fine.
are fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No, I think
yeah, this looks
it
good.
all
Eh?
looks
Look at
good.
that.
Yeah, I really don't think there's a problem at all.
Okay, so that's a new frame. Obviously, that was inserted between the two
Yeah.
slightly older frames. Yeah, there's another older frame with many nectar, huh?
Yeah.
Nectar and a little bit of pollen, but those ones have got eggs. Am I right? No.
I can't see nicely in the
No.
slide. The angle's not right. But I mean, again, this like the frame. There's a little bit of hive beetle there. I'd maybe put a hive beetle trap inside.
But nothing excessive.
But yeah, I mean
Nothing
that's
to warrant
nothing
concern.
to warrant all those dead bees and stuff,
Yeah.
or half dead bees.
Yeah. And that's the last frame.
What I would suggest going forward is that perhaps we reduce the size of the entrances of this hive,
Yeah.
maybe just to prevent raiding for future, and and then take it back and see. Maybe
what
he must
happens.
watch closely, and just see what happens.
But I mean, it's a responsible thing to go along and say, well, I think there might be a problem. Let's check it out.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I think
I
the
think that's the
client
best way to go about it.
made the right move to go along and say, well, can we check it out?
Yeah.
But I think otherwise, I think it's a very, very strong, good-looking swarm.
Yeah.
All right.
There's loads of bees. I think the rate at which they've been building that extra comb and stuff, I would probably say it's a good idea to put a super on when it goes
When
back.
it goes back,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you concur? Yes, I concur.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Well, we are investigating here, Mr. P.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Right,
I think it's all great.
I think what I'll do is I'll just go inside and go grab a hive beetle trap.
Yes.
But other than that, I don't think there's too much fiddling that needs to be
No,
done.
I don't think so either.
And when it goes back, we'll put a super on. That might help a bit
And
with
then,
the ventilation
and then
of
I
the
think
water.
just reducing the entrance slightly on the
yeah.
top end of it, and maybe putting like a coin or something between the lid and the thing,
Super,
just to
yeah.
reduce, allow for some extra
Yeah, I mean, if they don't want that, they'll
evaporation.
close it. Huh?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And only on the one side. I wouldn't do on both sides.
Awesome. If anyone's got any other ideas,
Or questions, please post them here. But we've got quite a lovely full moon, if you can see it. Oh! So we might actually look into a couple of other hives as well, just for fun, because we're in our suits anyway. Alright, so this was a very interesting one, kept us all puzzling. So let's just recap. So the main symptoms that we saw outside the hive was quite a number of clumps of dead or dying bees. The activity going in and out of the hive seemed to be a little bit reduced. However, it was late in the afternoon and the temperature did drop quite significantly. So that might be that. Then we opened up the hive and we saw a bit of damp, a little bit of wetness inside the hive, but not so much that there was water gushing out or anything like that. So it's definitely not the water. Other signs that we were looking for, if it was poisoning, we would have found lots of dead bees in the bottom of the hive, which again, we didn't find. And if the hive had been subjected to raiding, if another colony had actually managed to get inside and start stealing their resources, we would see lots of eaten up comb and mainly crumbs, like debris at the bottom of the hive. Again, something we didn't see. So, yeah, it leaves us with quite a few things. My final verdict on this is that I think that the colony managed to successfully intercept raiders. And those bees that we saw dying on the outside were those raiding bees that they managed to fend off. Often these would become stung by the colony, and so they lie outside dying. Yeah, that's my final verdict. To try and prevent any further issues on this hive, we're going to reduce the entrance slightly, and it's ready for a super, and we are in a flow in that area. So we're going to pop a super on there, and we have put a hive beetle trap in there. Also, just to try and reduce the amount of moisture in the hive, we're going to place a little 50-cent coin at the back end of the hive on both ends. And if it becomes too cold, the bees will simply propolize that up. So, yeah, that's the solution. Hope you guys learned something from that, and we'll see you soon.